Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video brings me back to Panthertown Valley, North Carolina, located just west of Brevard and near Lake Toxaway. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a hike to Schoolhouse Falls and hopefully Warden's Falls too, depending on how creek crossings and things are. Looking at getting in somewhere around 3.5 to 4 miles, I believe, today. That'll be the out and back total mileage. Very cold in this area today. It's currently 13 degrees here at the Trailhead. It's about 11:15, I believe, and there is no wind, so we won't have to contend with any wind to make it that much colder, but very cold. Fixing to get started here just behind the Trailhead sign, and there's just my vehicle and one other vehicle in the parking lot. So see you on the trail. All right, officially on the trail now. Today's date is January 20th, 2024. Like I said before, very cold day. I can already kind of feel it in my hands. I'm gonna get moving. Little hill right here bottoms out. I'm trying to pick up the pace a little to get the blood flow pumping and get out here and see some waterfalls. Probably have a bunch of ice around them, so they'll have a different look to them. I've actually never been to Schoolhouse Falls. I've hiked out here in Panthertown a few times, but just never been in this particular waterfall. Last time we went to two little small waterfalls in Greenland Creek Falls, which is very nice. I highly recommend that one. And I do have that in a video on the channel. If you search for it, you should be able to find it fairly easy. Come up to a little bridge here. A little bit of an ice glaze on it. Trail should hook back left here. So this hike is rated easy. I just read that in Kevin Adams' book and some other resources online. One of them's Carolina Mountain Club. Sometimes their ratings are a little lenient, I guess is one way to describe it. It says it's easy, but can definitely have some moderate or difficult parts. I do know that there is going to be at least one crossing somewhere, but I think it's possible to maybe get across over a log if the water's too high. I actually bought some rain boots that I can change into quickly if I need to try and pass through a creek if need be. Hopefully we won't have to do that, but they try to come prepared, so we'll just see what happens. Right now we're just kind of walking along what was probably an old logging road. Haven't really hit more traditional trail quite yet, other than there at the beginning. Very peaceful out here. There's actually another road down there. I see it now, just through the trees. All right, so now we're kind of going through a little bit of a dense area here. We should actually make a right up here. Should be at our first stop already. It's relatively easy as described. You can already hear the sound of water, whether it's the creek or the falls. Not sure yet, but can definitely hear it. might make a right here. Trail kind of goes that way and this way. I'm gonna check my map. I think we're gonna go that way. Yep, making a right was correct. Going through here now. Walking on frozen mud basically through here. So I'm not going to get much closer, but this path here I'm on did come out at the top of the falls. There's different ways to approach it, but this is the very top of Schoolhouse Falls right here. Not necessarily a great view from where I'm standing, but I'm going to continue down trail and get a view from the bottom. All right, so here's what we're working with. I'll switch to the wide angle so we can see it good. And I believe this spot right here is usually easily passable without getting wet. But from recent rains and things in the recent weeks, that ain't gonna happen. Might could continue further up this side trail here. You see there's a narrower spot, but the water here is shallow enough to where I can get across in my boots that I switched to and not get my feet wet. And I can change back in my other shoes. So that's what I'm dealing with here. Fixing to get in the water and scoot across there pretty quickly too. Here goes nothing. So I made it across and picked up the trail on the other side. So waterfall coming up. Finally gonna get to see the famous western North Carolina little beach area in front of Schoolhouse Falls. Just to let you know, if you're not familiar with Schoolhouse Falls, it's not a very big one, but it's a very scenic little area. The lighting is not going to be the best today, but kind of working what I have on the day off. So sometimes it'll just be that way. We'll just have to contend with the sun and whatever glares it may put on the falls. So take what we can get. Make the best of it. Lots and lots of ice here. Schoolhouse Falls. Very, very nice spot. I understand what the big deal is now. Yeah, this is a very, very nice spot through here. A little bit of erosion right here behind me. You know, a lot of this is not normally underwater, I bet, but we're under ice as it is now. But the waterfall is really just kind of a bonus to this little spot. I would definitely return here. I'm gonna check my map, see where I stand on getting to the next one, and then continue on. Really enjoyed this one. All right, so I went a ways back up trail here, and I met the Devil's Elbow Trail, so we're gonna hook a left on it, and that should be our route for, I'm not sure it'll be all the way, but a good portion of the route to Warden's Falls. I got a little ways to go ahead of us. Half, 3/4 of a mile from this point, I believe. Could be off a little bit on that. Don't have my bearings in the best order right now because of how cold it is, but it's definitely the right direction. So keep moving, pick up the pace a little bit, try to stay warm. I did come in contact with 2 others that were hiking back there, and it was not the ones that was parked at my trailhead. I'm not sure where they started at, but that's the only people I've seen on the trail, or just out here in general so far. So that's just been me other than that. So I'm walking through kind of a power line cut out here. Came from that direction. Continuing straight ahead. Pretty easy going overall. Really the whole time I've been out here today. I do think that I made the wrong turn back there. Probably would have been able to cross that creek over that bridge that we saw. Or I saw, I'm not sure if I had it on video or not, but there was a bridge that went over the creek. But by the turn I made, it cut out a little bit of mileage. And still was able to not get my feet wet, so I'm good with that choice. Pretty nice view right here. Continuing on. All right, so on the path that takes you to Warden's Falls, and then on to Jawbone Falls if you choose to do so, which we're going to make a judgment call when we make it to Warden's if I'm going to do that or not. But I believe this is not an official trail here, but it is a very well worn path that you can easily make out. It does descend. Not very steep yet, at least. Just descending a little bit. So I made it to Warden's Falls, but we're not really going to have the best view of it. It's really meant to be seen from the other side, I believe. But this is it. It's a pretty nice waterfall. It's maybe 20 feet high. A lot of growth sticking out here from the left side. A little bit of ice. Quite a bit of ice in places. Pretty deep pool right here too. It's probably 8, 9 foot deep there in the middle, I would guess. The stream continues to go that way. I'm going to kind of regroup here and see what I'm going to do next. But I have to be careful because coming down a little slope back in here was pretty slippery. That's it. That's Warden's Falls right there. All right, so I made my way back up to the main trail here. We'll continue on the trail past where I turned off to go to Warden's Falls and just see if there's, a scramble path or some way to get down to Jawbone Falls. I should have read a little bit in the book on this one, but I hadn't planned to come to this one. So I really hadn't done research or scoped it out well. But I saw on the map it's fairly close, so I wanted to take a stab at it. So we'll go a little further and just see what we're working with. So I never saw a path to cut down through to make it a shortcut, so trail does continue and eventually loop around down to, or at least takes you to the area. And how the water's going to be and the ice and everything around it is to be determined, but I'm going to continue and check it out. May as well, I'm already here, and it's a little further, but I still got plenty of daylight. It's only about 1 o'clock right now, so I'm just going to keep following the trail and see how it goes. Kind of gotten used to the cooler temperature out here now. It's probably warming up to low 20s, I would bet. Pretty nice. The only thing on me right now is a little cool in my feet. I still got my water shoes on because I did cross another creek back there that water was a little too high to rock hop it. That may happen again, so I'm just gonna wait before I change shoes again. So this here is a little bonus waterfall. I didn't even plan to see it all. Didn't even know it was here. It's called Riding Ford Falls. Actually just a giant slope. Looks like maybe one during the season. People could slide down right here. Pretty scenic little spot, but nothing really significant in terms of sizable waterfalls. But it is labeled on the map. I'm sure it's in books and online resources too. Back up. This is the little path here. Appears to be a scramble path down to get us in the area of Jawbone Falls. So it brought me to a very nice wide open campsite right here. Creek's running alongside there. Trail continues straight through the center screen. And a nice fire ring here. And a little log to sit on too. Pretty nice spot. I have to remember this. Been a while since I camped at a campsite. Not a campground. So pretty nice spot. So we do have a much better view of this waterfall. Another huge wading pool in front of it. And some ice here and there, but this is Jawbone Falls right here. Try to get a little closer if I can, but it ain't gonna be much closer. Some different angles too. Lighting's not very good right here. To the right of the falls there, on that rock slab, is a solid sheet of ice. It's nothing but ice over there. It's a really nice beach spot right here. Very, very nice. This is a similar spot to how it was at Schoolhouse Falls. All right, so I'm back on the Devil's Elbow Trail again. Decided to keep going. There's one, possibly two more waterfalls I might see. Really enjoying myself out here today, so I decided to keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's not too much further. Maybe a half a mile to the next stop, and we'll check it out and go from there. All right, so we made it to the next falls here. This is Elbows Falls, or Elbow, singular falls. Fairly small waterfall, probably around 10 to 12 feet total, I would guess. Kind of runs down into this crevice here. Just keeps flowing down this way, between this big rock bluff I'm walking on. And it flows over another little cascade down here. And it just keeps on going. Pretty nice spot. This would be a cool spot to hang out during the summer or other times. There's that plane going right there. There's one more falls off this trail, according to the map anyway, past the Elbow Falls, called Red Butt Falls. So there's definitely a less traveled path, but easy to follow so far. It takes you to it. So, making my way there now. Doesn't look like it'll be very long. A couple tenths of a mile. 3/4 tenths of a mile up from Jawbone, maybe. So, said heck, why not? I'm already out here. Might get home, look it up, and think, hey, we should have went a little further to see that. So we're gonna rule that out. So it's not gonna be the best view because we got some overhang here, and there's not a way to get across there without getting more wet than I want to be. This is Red Butt Falls. Can't see it all obviously, but it's probably like a 10-12 foot slide there. Nothing real significant, but made it to it. Gonna take a little break here, start heading back. It was a little bit of a bushwhack after a certain point, not very long, but a lot of low-hanging limbs, and had to get on all fours in a few times, but nothing dangerous. It's kind of a little inconvenient. So I'm gonna rest up for a second and then start making my way back to the main trail. My GPS is reading about exactly 4 miles at this point. I don't know how accurate that is, but nonetheless, I'm getting tired. Oops, ain't going there. There's a big ice patch. Go here. So that's going to be all for this video. Hope you enjoyed everything you saw here. If you did, maybe give the video a thumbs up. And maybe consider subscribing if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.